Hey guys, it's Bennett. I wanted to hop on to tell you about something that just happened to me with our good friends at Panini. Um, Back in 2021, right at the height of the boom, I was buying a lot more wax back then, especially a lot more modern wax. And I bought a box of 2020 Select Football, right? So I pick up a box of 2020 Select Football. I'm looking for Burrow, looking for Herbert, looking for, the big autos, big quarterback autos. And the entire box of cards, right? Each card had this like awful surface issue. It was clearly a factory issue. And, I call up Panini and I say, look, my entire box was damaged. What do I do? What's the procedure? How do I get this replaced? They say to me, all right, now you cut the UPC out of the box, right? Send us one of the packs sort of intact, one of the open packs, but send it to us intact, and send us some of the cards as an example of what goes on, and we'll take a look at it and we'll make the appropriate sort of decision. Right now, this is August of 2021. I'm filming this now. This is February of 2024. Right. I'm going through my old tickets, and I came across it. And frankly, I had forgotten about it a little bit. It had been a long time and I had forgotten about it. And I see this ticket that exists, it's for quality control. And I go back into it and, anyway, to not make this so belabored and so long, I call Panini customer service, right? Because back then you really had a really hard time getting somebody on the phone. It was the card boom. They were nuts. They were inundated with phone calls. They were inundated with questions. They didn't have enough staff. Anyway, now you can get somebody on the phone, right? So I call Panini customer service. I get this woman on the phone and we start to have a conversation. I explain the situation to her. She after some trying, finds the ticket in their system. And she says, well, I need to talk to ownership. Okay, fine. And I'll give you a call back. Okay, fine, no problem. She confirms she has the right phone number. She calls me back. In between, when she hangs up with me and calls me back, I get this email that says that a replacement card has been shipped. I look at it and it's some Josh Allen like prismatic card from 2020. It wasn't prismatic. I can't remember what they called them back then, but it wasn't a short print. It was just a random insert. Josh Allen from 2020, and I didn't think anything of it. And for whatever reason, I didn't put the two things together. She calls me back and she says, well, it should have been submitted as factory damage, not as quality control. So I've spoken to my bosses and they've decided to send you a Josh Allen card for your trouble, but they won't replace the box. And I say, hold on a second. I say, you're sending me like a worthless Josh Allen card from 2020 Select to make up for a $2,000 box of cards. And she says, well, it was submitted wrong and it should have been factory damage and it shouldn't have been submitted as quality control. So then I say, well, back then there was no option like that on Panini's website. And I didn't create the ticket. I had called customer service. They had sent me an email, which I produced for them, which had a packaging slip and instructions on it. And if you've ever sent anything that's damaged or anything back to Panini, that's generally what they do. And there's like a packing slip and it has step-by-step, this is what we need you to do. And like if you're missing an autograph, which, little teaser, you'll see in my next video, did happen. And we just sent something into Panini. But so I explained to her, look, it wasn't me. I did what I was told to by customer service. They created a ticket, titled it quality control, and it populated in my redemption screen where all my other tickets populate. So I didn't think anything of it. She says, oh, well, it's a whole different story. I'm terribly sorry. Let me put you on hold and I'll speak with ownership and I'll be right back with you. Fine. So I sit on hold for a couple minutes. She gets back on the phone and she says, look, ownership's in a meeting, and I couldn't talk to anybody, but I'll give you a ring back at this number and I'll tell you what the decision was. Well, I don't get a call back. What I get is another email. And the email explains that they have sent me this card as a replacement. Now, as you can see from its most recent sale on eBay, it's hardly a replacement for a $2,000 box of cards. So I call customer service back up and I get somebody else, and essentially I'm told that's as good as it's going to get. We don't particularly care, and stop bothering us. Now, those weren't the exact words, but that was pretty much it. So, I mean, what does it mean for outstanding redemptions that any of us have? And I have some big ones. What does it mean for any of the product coming out of Panini from here on out? What does it mean that they're behaving this way with their customers? Well, I'll tell you what it would mean to me. All right, as someone who's owned businesses and someone who knows how to deal with people, what it means to me is that they're getting ready to fold up shop. What it means to me is that they don't have any interest in fighting fanatics for whatever that section of the card market is. What it means to me is that Panini is going away. So my advice to everybody out there, and I'm trying to follow it myself, is to stop buying Panini products altogether. Because if you get redemptions, or if you get damage, or if you get some of the, stuff we used to joke around and say, oh, it's Panini quality control. If any of that stuff happens now, they're not inclined to help you anymore. They just don't care. They've given up. And, I'm shooting this again. This is February, I think it's February 23rd, 2024. Let's see how my prediction goes. Let's see if Panini's here in a couple of years. Let's see if the company even exists anymore, or if they just sell out to fanatics, because I think that's what's coming. Anyway, that's my latest story about getting screwed, absolutely screwed by Panini, and dealing with their horrible, horrible customer service. Please drop me a comment. Let me know some of your horror stories with Panini, because I know anybody watching this has to have them. Also, if you can, hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. I'm still closing in on 500 subscribers. We're not there yet, but as soon as we get there, we're doing an NFL jersey giveaway, some cool autographed memorabilia. I guess I'm on to the next one. Like I said, check out the next video though. The next video up is going to be another Panini issue, and I've just sent something back to them. And I guess I'll have to update everybody on what happens after that, but you'll see in the next video exactly what I'm talking about. Anyway, that's it for today. Till next time.